All right, good morning, man. It's Monday, August 1st, 2022. About 30 seconds from the show going live on the radio. You can tune into 103.9 WYAB. We're going to do the first segment of it live here on Facebook. When this ends, you go to WYAB.com. If you're watching this after the fact, just go download the podcast. Go search Clay Edwards Show wherever you listen to podcasts. You can stream the show at WYAB.com. The TuneIn app at WYAB, or watch the first segment here. Good morning, folks. Let's do this. In about 15 seconds here, let the intro stop, and I'm going live.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcast.
Good morning, Jackson, Mississippi, and all surrounding areas. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards. I even got the shirt on this morning to prove it. We are streaming live on the Save Jackson Facebook page. We're going to try to do the first segment there. So if you want to see the inside of the WYAB studios, see the beautiful American flag that I am sitting in front of, and see this awesome Clay Edwards Show shirt that I'm wearing, you can stream the show there or go back and watch the video there later, whatever works. Hey, it is a great way for you to share the show. You know, it's like, hey, man, you've been telling somebody about it, been wanting them to hear it. You don't know how to share the podcast, go to Facebook, tag them in the comments, hit the share button, and they can do the rest themselves. I give all the pertinent information there. All right, man, good morning here. Here's some of the things we're going to talk about this morning. Jackson homicides. We're at 84. And I'm just going to go on and say this now. Not counting today, that means we had 12 homicides in the last 11 days in Jackson, Mississippi, a town with 178,000 people. I posted this video on across all my social media platforms last night, but I got a reply on TikTok, of all places, about it, comparing Jackson to Topeka, Kansas. Topeka, Kansas has the same population as Jackson, Mississippi, and only had 14 homicides all of last year. We had 153, but that's soak in. 911, they're not responding to calls in the Capital City Improvement District. JPD's been hit with the blue flu. Jeff Good, restaurateur here in Jackson, makes as close to a Save Jackson Facebook post as I think that he ever has. We'll get to that concerning Jackson water. Also, is Joe Biden really got the coof, or is he just pretending and they're keeping him hidden in the basement because he is an absolute train wreck every time he comes out? And let's see here. Oh, speaking of Joe Biden, it looks like the Biden administration has decided to finish the Trump wall. That's right. That's right. You heard it here. We're going to discuss that. And at the top of the 8 o'clock hour, right, as soon as we come back from the top of the hour news at 8:07, Therese Apel is going to join me on the phone, on the Mac Hika Flowwood phone line, to discuss the Anthony Fox trial. That is the former JPD officer who has been charged in the death of a man in Jackson, Mississippi. Big witch hunt. Big witch hunt. He didn't do anything. He good man. He's a current Clinton police officer. So that's what we got on deck for this morning. So let's do what we do. If you want to call into the show after this first segment, the phone lines will open up. The Mac Hika Flowwood phone line is 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Love to hear from you guys this morning. I'm on Twitter also. Just go type in @SaveJXN. And those are the ones I typically can respond to during the show. Let's see here. All right, man, let's just jump in. The Jackson homicides, sitting at 84. As I said a few minutes ago, on the 20th, if you go back to the 20th of the month of July, we were at 72. And that had us sitting well behind the pace of 2021. Let's see here. I got it pulled up here on WLBT's deal. I'll get it pulled up kind of as I'm going here. But that had us on pace, I mean, a good 10, 12 behind. Now, we are only 2 off of last year's pace. On this same day in history last year, we had 86 homicides. Today we have 84. We had I mean, if this was NASCAR, it was a last lap comeback. I mean, this is phenomenal, guys. I'm just sitting here looking at this. So let's see here. On the 29th of this month, we had 76 homicides. On the 29th. So that means we had I'm just kind of playing with the dates here. We had 5 homicides in 2 days. The 30th and the 31st. 5 homicides in 2 days. And they're not even talking about this on the news other than here's a homicide, here's a homicide. They're not talking about the rash of homicides. You realize over the weekend, I want to say it was either Friday or Saturday night, excuse me if I'm a little off here, there was 2 different dead dudes found in their cars in Jackson. And it wasn't like they got rolled up on and they were stopped at a red light or in the parking lot. These people were shot while these cars were driving down the road. And these people were found dead in them. And I know, before I go any further, I know, Clay, it's interpersonal relationships, as the mayor said. These are people that know each other. Does that not make it worse? Does that mean you can't even trust the people that you are around? Like maybe I'm a weirdo, but when you tell me that most of this violence is interpersonal, that makes me skittish. I think that's worse. I mean, nothing's worse than being like a 2-year-old asleep in your bed and a random bullet coming in and killing a child. That's terrible. Is that interpersonal? I'm just curious. Asking for a friend. Is that interpersonal? You know, and in the midst of all this, there's reports that the Capital City Improvement District, I mean, if you're calling 911 within the, if you ever hear me refer to the CCIB, that is the Capital City Improvement District. If you call 911 from within the CCIB, they are not, JPD is not responding to calls. They're simply telling you that you need to call the Capital City Improvement District. Let's see here. I got this pulled up. This is on Jackson Jambalaya. This is looks like it's a post from a Nextdoor app. I'm just going to read it real quick. Another buddy of mine that lives downtown, Rob, had posted the same thing on Save Jackson, but we'll reference this site. I like Kingfish. There's a JPD refusing to answer calls in downtown district. They are telling us it's Capitol Police's jurisdiction and call them. Is anyone else having the same response in Belhaven or Fondren? And some of the comments go like this. Had same response in Belhaven from 911. It's actually sad. Hang up and call the number. It was Capitol. Let's see. And it was a very serious situation. But here's what Kingfish says. It says, for the record, Capitol Police and JPD have concurrent jurisdiction of the Capitol Complex, the CCIB. One shouldn't be too surprised with all these reports. Mayor Lumumba and Chief Davis have been chomping at the bit to cast all responsibility and, of course, blame over to the Capitol Force. Never have so few worked so hard in making excuses. Amen. Amen. Hey, look, man, the Capital Improvement District, that is going to be successful. I'm telling you now. Unfortunately, it's going to take about a year to really get up to speed and for you to really see what's going on there. But with Bo Lucky and Sim Shanks over there and the crew of people they're bringing in over there, a bunch of great officers, it's going to be a very, very successful police force. And it's going to be safe, as safe as it can be, to be downtown. You're not going to have to worry about the nonsense in that area. So fingers crossed that they get that up and going as quickly as they can, and they get all the money they need and all the resources they need to do that. So, man, that's crazy. 84. So we're tracking, let's just say we're on last year's pace of 153. Well, I think, and if you listen to the show, and you know where I stand on this, I think we're going to end up with somewhere between 175 to 200 homicides. And don't let these numbers get lost in the fact that they're just statistics. These are real people. And I shared a link on the Save Jackson Facebook page last night. And I think you guys should go check it out. I can't remember the name of the website off the top of my head, but it's one of the first links if you go to the page today. And I see everybody look at, I see we've got a bunch of people watching on the Save Jackson Facebook page right now. When we get off here, just go look at it. It is a memorial of gun violence victims that have been killed in Jackson, Mississippi over the last couple of years, but it starts with the most recent and works its way down chronologically. And if there was a picture available for them, they got their picture there. Some people just have a picture of a magnolia leaf, I guess that's the state flower. But it lets you see the faces of these people who have lost their lives. And that does paint a different image for you mentally. I mean, it takes this just number away and it puts the faces of these people, and that changes things. It does, because you're actually talking about real people. And I know a lot of it, you know, look, if we ain't nothing else, we're honest on this show. You know, a lot of those people in there, they're bad guys, but a lot of them aren't. You know, so getting the two confused, you know, once somebody's lost their life, we can erase the bad, right? They pay the ultimate price, as they say. But what's earth-shattering or heartbreaking is how many young children are in these pictures. It is so sad, so sad. But I recommend going and looking at that, because it's something else. I'm gonna tell you what, something else I saw was, so I shared that last night, and you just get brain damage from some people. Some people are absolute brain damage. Okay, look, I got it pulled up here. I want to tell you all the website address if you want to go check it out. It's gunmemorial.org/ms/Jackson. And one of the heartbreaking things on here is, as soon as you click on it, and I know trying to explain to y'all stuff on the radio that I'm seeing on TV or on the internet can be a little different, but little Mariah Lacey, who was killed on June 12th, little young girl, she can't be more than 2 or 3 years old. I'm seeing her face here on the screen. Man, that's sad. I mean, why didn't we make a bigger deal out about her death? I don't remember that necessarily. I remember the name, but I don't necessarily remember why we didn't make a bigger deal out of her death. Anyway, you can go check this out. Again, it's gunmemorial.org/ms/Jackson. If you can't remember that, just go to the Save Jackson Facebook page, scroll down a couple posts, and you will see it there. All right, I tell you what, man, let's take our first break of the day. When we come back, I want to talk about Jeff Good's plea to the city of Jackson's leaders to be honest and transparent about the water situation. You're listening to the Clay Edwards Show. The Mac Like a Flowwood phone line is wide open, 601-879-0002. We'll be right back after this break on 103.9 WYAB. All right, guys, appreciate y'all tuning into the first segment here. Go to the radio station, 103.9 WYAB, or just go to WYAB.com on your phones. And you can just hit the listen now button and stream the show. Y'all take care. I'm sure this is not the last time you will see me today on this website. Peace.